Hello, dear students. You all love stories. You love listening to stories. How wonderful it would be if you could write an interesting story that the reader would enjoy, that would glue the reader to his seat till the end. Here I am with a video on certain tips on how to write a wonderful story. A story is a fiction, a piece of imaginative writing that could be based on real life incidents or something far off and magical. You can put your creativity into your stories. First and foremost, your story should have an interesting plot. When I say plot, it could be an event in somebody's life, some incident or happening, or simply a life in a day in a person's life. Now, children, it is up to you to choose a wonderful plot for your story. Once the plot is set, your story should have a very interesting beginning. What do I mean when I say that your beginning should be striking? Students, there is no rule that a story should start with the phrase, "Once upon a time." There are umpteen other ways to start a story. You could start with a description of the climate, of a person, or an event, or you could start it in a surprising way which nobody others would think of. Next, after the start of the story, you should have a very interesting beginning, packed with surprise, packed with suspense, and the events should unfold one after another in a natural way, which makes interesting reading. And the event should build up in such a way that it ends in a very surprising, in a thrilling manner. The end could be happy or sad. The success of your story lies in piling up facts, imaginative facts tinged with creativity. And your story should have a very catchy title. There is no rule that the title should be indicating what the story talks about. It could be surprising, it could be imaginative, and remember, the title should be of 2 or 3 words. Yet another interesting element of story writing is characterization. Pack your stories with interesting characters. They could be human beings, animals, or even magical, imaginative creatures like elves or fairies. Give them names. Describe their features. Make them special and distinctive. Let the characters be enshrined in the reader's heart. The next element of a good story is that your characters should speak interesting dialogues in between. Dialogues could be few, but dialogues should be striking and interesting. Remember, a story need not be too long. You should word them in such a way that your story appeals to the reader. So remember, your story should have a wonderful plot, a striking beginning, and a middle that is packed with events that unfold naturally, and a good ending. It could be sad or happy, and your story can convey a moral. The next is the setting of the story. Setting means answering the question, when does the story take place? Where does the story take place? The story could be in the present age, or you could take your story years back or years ahead. It could be a story in the future. Next, where? Your story could be set in a familiar place, or of course in some magical imaginative land, in some exotic place. So remember, children, make the setting of your story interesting and exotic. Now, students, put on your thinking caps, take your pen and paper, and start framing beautiful stories. That would make wonderful reading. Thank you.